Good afternoon, everyone. Today, this video is going to focus on a very important topic, one that's very much on all of our minds and hearts right now. As you know, I have Jose Soto here, and Jose, your official title is Vice President of Equity, Diversity, and what did I miss?
Access, equity, and diversity in whatever order.
Absolutely. And, you know, we're going through some very challenging times right now. There's been a lot of social unrest. There's some very unjust events that have happened over the last few days. And there's been some protests and some peaceful and some not so much. So I think as an institution of higher education, we have an obligation to be a part of this transformational change that's required and that we've been a part of. I would like for you to tell us a little bit about your perspective in terms of the role of higher education in these kind of trying times, but also times where we have opportunities to help be part of something important in terms of.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Paul. I mean, these are issues that affect us as members of the community. So it's really beyond our role as leaders within, the college, or students, who attend the college. And we have the opportunity, and I agree with you, the obligation to help folks work through the challenges, the uncertainties, and to answer questions and build a framework that, helps folks make sense of this, find their place as part of the solution to the problems that we know are not new and have a very long kind of historical context. So education not only is an opportunity to teach, knowledge, skills, abilities in a given area, career and technical fields, but also it's an opportunity to help our students and our employees build a context that creates a climate that engenders fairness, that we find ourselves doing things that are fair, of expressing our commitment to equality, and very welcoming of the diversity that exists within our communities.
Yeah, I appreciate those comments, Jose. I think one of the things when you think about the journey our students are making, you're so right. It's just part of that journey is establishing a knowledge base and a skill set that will serve them economically as they earn a living, they obtain careers. But we need to do much more than that. When our students come here, part of their tuition needs to be an education about life skills.
Correct.
Which includes the ability and willingness to be open to different ideas, different cultures, and to listen and to really understand that there are differences, and those differences should be celebrated. One of the goals that we've implemented almost 5 years ago, Jose,
right,
in our strategic plan reads maximize a positive, engaging climate by encouraging input, reflective and transparent communication, and compassion and respect towards views and ideas of others. I think that represents a wonderful framework to have that dialogue about, learning what does it actually mean to be inclusive and to be compassionate about different ideas. So I think it's, as you pointed out, it's much more than just what happens in the classroom. It's really helping those students obtain those life skills. The other thing I thought would be, from your perspective, Jose, you've seen this before. This has been a journey and it's ongoing. Right. And you've been a leader in Lincoln for a long time. Not only a leader at the college, but a leader outside of the college in your citizen and public role. A leader in diversity and inclusion. Do you have some messages from that sort of non-vice president perspective, but just a community leader?
I do, and it's always difficult to separate those out. And I am just so fortunate that part of my professional life it reflects a lot of what I believe in and what I do in my personal life and my civic life. And yeah, diversity has been an ongoing issue, and we've had our challenges in Lincoln, in the community, and I have been involved in those issues. And I always told folks that it really is an opportunity. These challenges are opportunities to reflect on how we think, feel, believe about issues of diversity and differences and other ways of thinking, being, and doing. So yes, there are challenges, but it is also a real opportunity to, as I mentioned before, to see how what we can do as individuals, as members of this community, to improve race relations, to create a climate within our neighborhood, within our places of work, our places of worship, that are welcoming, that people feel included. And there's no magic bullet to this. It really is about being very mindful and finding those opportunities to explore diversity within the community, to see things from a different perspective. And as I've told folks in the past, what is it that you can do to be a champion for diversity? And I think we all have that opportunity going forward.
Thank you, Jose. I think one of the things that I like to talk about when I'm speaking about SCC, which I'm very passionate about, and very thrilled and privileged to be able to be a president of a community college. But when we say that we're open access and we say that we're inclusive, if we don't qualify that with one particular sort of thought, it's probably just very difficult to actually be able to do that. And that is, we have to be accessible, which means we have to be affordable. Many of our students may come from low income situations. We've got returning students.
Right.
And we can't serve them appropriately if we're not affordable. But if you expand that out into society, saying that folks are included and people feel welcome, that's very challenging when the resources that they need to gain access to that inclusion may not be there. So I know that's something that is really important for us to be cognizant of. Was we got to figure out ways that, and that's one thing wonderful about the community college is we are affordable, which puts us in a great position to truly be inclusive.
I agree. I think it's the affordability, accessibility, and availability. And I am proud as well to be a part of the college, and really under your leadership to see the growth of the accessibility within our 15 county region, and making things available and accessible to folks who otherwise would not be able to access higher education. And a lot of those communities you mentioned, first generation, low income, folks who have been kind of out of the educational environment for years, individuals who have limited English language proficiency. And I think the college is really poised to serve those individuals and help them, contribute to the communities that we serve. And again, certainly a point of pride to be able to, to be part of that and contribute to that progress.
Well, Jose, I just want to thank you for everything you do for the college in terms of diversity and inclusion. Sometimes those situations can be challenging, and as we're going through this now, you'll probably be heavily involved in helping us with various types of programming to keep us moving forward and being part of that transformational change that's really needed. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I think the only other thing that I would add is that what really makes my job a lot easier is to have your support and your leadership, that this is really part of your agenda and vision for Southeast Community College. And I think you and I and everyone else is very fortunate that we have a board of governors that thinks that this is a very important and integral part of who we are and who we want to be and what we are becoming as a resource to our communities. And I appreciate the leadership and I appreciate the support. I thank you for that, Paul.
All right. Well, thanks, Jose. Great video. I appreciate you spending a little time with us. And with
Absolutely.
that, I wish everyone a wonderful rest of your Friday and have a wonderful weekend. Everyone
Thanks a lot, Paul.
Yep. Thank you.